Is Nicolas Cage the most misunderstood actor in Hollywood or just a chaotic genius playing us all? Welcome to Celeb TV. What if everything you thought you knew about Nicolas Cage was completely wrong? For decades, Nicolas Cage has been labeled as over-the-top, unpredictable, and even ridiculed for his wild acting choices. But what if those same choices that made him a punchline are actually proof of a brilliance that most people simply don't understand? Today on February 3, 2026, we're diving deep into one of Hollywood's most controversial figures to answer the question that has divided film lovers for years. Is Nicolas Cage a bad actor, or is he actually a secret genius who has been ahead of his time all along? Nicolas Cage isn't just any actor. He's an Academy Award winner, a box office legend, and someone who has starred in everything from intense dramas to bizarre action films that defy explanation. Born Nicholas Kim Coppola, he's part of the legendary Coppola filmmaking family, which includes his uncle, the iconic director Francis Ford Coppola. But instead of riding on his family name, Cage changed his surname early in his career to forge his own path in Hollywood. He wanted to be judged on his talent alone, not his connections. And judge him people did. Over the years, Nicolas Cage became known for making unusual choices both on screen and off. His acting style is loud, physical, unpredictable, and sometimes downright strange. He's screamed at bees, stolen the Declaration of Independence, and even played a character who believed he was a vampire. Critics have mocked him, memes have immortalized his wildest moments, and the internet has turned him into a cultural phenomenon for all the wrong reasons. But here's the twist. While people laughed, Cage kept working, kept experimenting, and kept pushing boundaries in ways that few actors would dare. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the mystery of Nicolas Cage, do us a favor and hit that like button right now. It really helps us bring you more content like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Celeb TV and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest celebrity news, hidden stories, and controversial takes. Also, drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Is Nicolas Cage misunderstood, or has Hollywood been right about him all along? We want to hear your thoughts. So let's talk about what makes Nicolas Cage so different. Most actors try to blend into their roles. They aim for subtlety, realism, and emotional truth that feels grounded. But Cage does the opposite. He doesn't just act, he explodes. His performances are big, bold, and impossible to ignore. Some call it bad acting, but others see it as a form of artistic rebellion. Cage himself has spoken about his unique approach to performance. He's described his style as something he calls nouveau shamanic, a method that blends emotion, instinct, and raw energy without following traditional rules. He doesn't care if it looks ridiculous to some people. He's interested in exploring the extremes of human behavior, in finding truth through chaos rather than through carefully measured delivery. And when you look at his best work, you start to see the genius behind the madness. In films like Leaving Las Vegas, Cage delivered one of the most heartbreaking and raw performances ever captured on screen. He played a man drinking himself to death, and he did it with such honesty and vulnerability that he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. There was nothing over the top or silly about that role. It was pure, devastating brilliance. Then there's Adaptation, where he played twins with completely different personalities, showcasing his range and his ability to disappear into character. And let's not forget Pig, a recent film that reminded everyone just how powerful Cage can be when given the right material. In it, he plays a reclusive truffle hunter searching for his stolen pig, and the performance is quiet, controlled, and deeply moving. These roles prove that Nicolas Cage isn't a bad actor. He's a chameleon who can do anything. The problem is that he's also willing to do anything, and that includes taking roles in low-budget films that don't always showcase his talent. Here's where things get interesting. Nicolas Cage has been in a lot of bad movies. There's no denying that. But why? The answer might surprise you. In the late 2000s, Cage faced serious financial troubles. He had spent his fortune on extravagant purchases, including castles, rare artifacts, and even a dinosaur skull. To pay off his debts, he had to take on as many roles as possible, regardless of the quality of the script. This led to a string of direct-to-video films that damaged his reputation even further. But even in those movies, Cage never phoned it in. He brought the same wild energy and commitment to every role, no matter how ridiculous the project was. And that's where the genius comes in. While other actors might have given up or played it safe, Cage remained fearless. He treated every film like it mattered, every character like it was worth exploring. In a way, his willingness to take risks and his refusal to be boring is what makes him so compelling. He's not afraid to fail. He's not afraid to be mocked. He's willing to throw himself completely into a role, even if it means looking foolish. That kind of fearlessness is rare in Hollywood, where most actors are obsessed with protecting their image. Nicolas Cage doesn't care about his image. He cares about the work. And maybe that's the real secret to understanding him. He's not trying to be the best actor in the traditional sense. He's trying to be the most interesting, the most daring, the most unpredictable. In a world of safe, calculated performances, Cage is a wild card. And that's what makes him unforgettable. So here we are on February 3, 2026, still talking about Nicolas Cage. Still debating whether he's a genius or a joke. And maybe that's exactly how he wants it. Because love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. Nicolas Cage has become a cultural icon not despite his strangeness, but because of it. He's proof that you don't have to follow the rules to leave a mark on Hollywood. He's shown us that sometimes the most interesting art comes from taking risks, from refusing to be boring, from being willing to fail spectacularly in public. The internet has embraced him, memes have kept him relevant, and a new generation of fans is discovering his work and realizing that maybe, just maybe, we've been underestimating him all along. Whether you think Nicolas Cage is misunderstood or simply chaotic, one thing is certain. He's one of a kind. And in an industry full of people trying to be liked, trying to be perfect, trying to play it safe, Nicolas Cage stands out as someone who has always done things his own way. That takes courage. That takes confidence. And yes, that might even take genius. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Nicolas Cage is a misunderstood genius who has been unfairly mocked, or do you believe his wild acting style crosses the line into bad performance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep this conversation going.